Hey Pectus Warrior, it's Riley Byrne from fixpectus.com, and in today's video what I wanted to do is tell you guys my story. So one, something for you guys to relate to, and two, to motivate you so that you have something to aspire to, because at the end of the day I've fixed my pectus now. Pectus doesn't get me down anymore, and that's what fixing pectus is. Fixing pectus is being confident in your body, and I've done that through exercise, through training. I've built a body where my pectus is less noticeable, so much so that it doesn't affect me, and that's building my pecs in around the pectus, developing my abs, fixing my posture, and developing a lean muscular physique, and then also doing some mental work to accept where I am and who I am, because that's very important as well. And so I just wanted to talk about my story. So let's go all the way back. I was born with pectus, 1996. That's when I was born, and born with pectus. Most cases of pectus are prominent at birth, so I think it's like 90% when I was doing research into it. And it's typically hereditary, so my dad actually had pectus carinatum where his chest comes out, so often brothers and sisters have it, a parent has it, so it does run in the genes. So I was born with it, and obviously when you're born you don't know anything, so it doesn't really affect you. It wasn't until I was about 10 that it started to affect me. I remember I started playing rugby at that time, and in the change rooms before the matches I remember some boys pointed at it saying, "What's that?" And that's when it really started to my first visual memory of being really affected by it, impacted by it, lacking confidence due to it. That just compounded as the years went on. As I continued to play sport, I continued to swim and be in change rooms and swimming parties, different things, and take off my shirt. And going into teenage years where you really care about your look, it just started to compound with people saying, "What's that?" Pointing at my hole, "What is that?" And it's like they're not trying to be mean, they're just like, "What's up with your chest, bro?" And it's like, I was born with this deformity. But what you feel at that time is like, "Oh my god, I'm an alien, I'm crazy, I'm some freak with this deformity." And that's what I felt anyway. I felt embarrassed, ashamed, depressed about my body. I remember staying up late crying, always trying to hide it. And man, it really, it sucked. It really did suck. And it really did take a toll on me. I was very scared to take off my shirt. I was very scared what people would say, and I had no confidence in my body. And so I was also always skinny as well, which is very common with pectus. I'd say most people with pectus are ectomorphic. There is an association with pectus with Marfan syndrome, so typically we have long, lanky limbs and really ectomorphic and skinny. Then often that pot belly, rib flare. The rib flare actually annoyed me more than the indent itself. I remember a few photos of me taken when I was 13 or something, and I could see my belly, my pot belly and rib flare through the shirt, and then I could see the indent in the photo. You could tell there's nothing there, and it just, oh man, ate at me, eh? So it sucked. It did suck for sure. And then 16 I joined the gym, and really all I wanted to achieve was I wanted to build muscle to make my pectus less noticeable. I knew there was a way, I knew you could do it. It made sense. So I worked at it, and I just started training, just doing a typical bro split, not very effective, chest day, back day, arm day, leg day, shoulders day, things like Jim Stepani 5-day split thing. It wasn't very effective. Did build some muscle as a newbie. It doesn't really matter what you do, you will build some muscle. Obviously if you follow a proper program, you'll build heaps of muscle, so you definitely want to do that. But I wasn't applying myself to the nutrition, which is the most important part. I didn't really know that was important, so if you don't know right now, it's fucking important. Calories, macros, tracking your macros, very important if you want fast results. Having a high protein intake, so I didn't know any of that, and so I got subpar results for the first 2 years until I started to do more research and started to find out about calories, macros, protein. And then once I started applying that, it started to blow up. I built muscle so fast, and I started training effectively with progressive overload, proper programs, proper splits, proper training splits, and compound movements. And I started to grow, and then I got obsessed with it. I became a qualified personal trainer. I did my course, and I just started to study, and I just researched, and I became fixated on bodybuilding and building muscle, primarily so I could build muscle. And I just became obsessed, training all the time, and all of a sudden I was happy with my body. I'd built a lean muscular physique, and that was probably by the time I was 19, 20, and I was doing topless photo shoots and super happy with my body. I was fully modeling, and I was like, wow, this is crazy how far I've come, to be doing this, to be doing topless photo shoots, to be super stoked with my body and not letting it get me down or affect me in any way. And compared to where I was as a kid, not everyone wanted to take off my shirt at a swimming carnival to do a swimming race. And so, yeah, I was like, I remember YouTubing exercises for pectus as a kid, and there was nothing out there. There was nothing out there. And I was like, I'm going to help people with pectus. I'm going to make this YouTube video and talk to them. And that was my exercises to fix pectus, still available on my Riley Byrne YouTube channel. First video I ever posted. It's got over 500,000 views now. And yeah, it blew up. It's like, probably, I guess everyone was craving what I was craving, and that was, answers and guidance. And it was cool that I could be the one to provide that for people, be the first person to really provide a service for fixing pectus. I still am, really the first and only that's really owned in on this, and this has been my life, since then. But I'm jumping ahead. So yeah, I made that video and had people messaging me asking for coaching, and I was like, let's do this. So I made it. pectuspt.com was the first website. Now it's fixpectus.com, but I'm still Pectus PT, obviously the channel. And then, yeah, I started coaching people, and they got results. I got heaps of all my clients, they transformed, and I was like, this works. It's not just for me, it worked for everyone. And I was getting amazing results, clients signing up, and I was making more YouTube videos and continued to do so, and also continued to train to further develop my body to get more muscular. And then I mean, a couple of years of continuing to coach people, continuing to learn more, continuing to get bigger, more muscular, make my pectus less noticeable. And then I decided it's time to really dedicate myself to this, and I just made the commitment to a bodybuilding show, and I said, you know what, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to step on stage with pectus, see what happens. So I made that commitment. I committed wholeheartedly for about 6 months of my life purely to eating, training, like doing a bulking phase. I got real big. I got up to like 94 kilos, super strong, 240 kilo deadlift. Like, these are the things you need to do. Really built my pecs up. I knew that was important for pectus. And then I did the cutting phase. I think it was a 20-week cutting phase, which got a bit intensive. It's just so hard depriving yourself of food, but I mean, to win a bodybuilding show, you have to get super lean. That's not where I want you guys to get. You don't need to get super lean to be happy enough with your body. You just need like a good physique. But I wanted to show you what you can really achieve with the pectus. What kind of physique you can have. And so I did it. I did my prep, and I won my bodybuilding show, which was awesome. So cool to be able to do that with pectus, like just prove to myself that everything was worth it in that moment. I mean, I cried. I had a pectus supporter there. He's like, bro, look up to you. Man, that was a crazy journey there. And then it brings me to where I am now, which I think is the happiest place I've ever been. And this is an important part of my journey that I did want to share with you guys. And that is, to fix pectus, you want to build a physique that you're happy with. You want to build muscle, and it does require a level of obsession with training, but it should be a healthy obsession. It should be an obsession where you just train because you know you want to get better, but you're not endlessly fixated at staring in the mirror, flexing all the time, am I looking better? We don't want that degree of obsession, okay? And definitely not for your lifetime. It can be handy for the first year of training, so you really dedicate everything you've got to it and get you to a point where you're more mentally happy with your physique, but it's not something that's sustainable or healthy in the long term. And that's where I am now, and I'm at a really great point with my body and my pectus, and I'm not obsessed with changing my physique anymore. I'm happy with where I am. I always used to want to get better, but now I'm happy with where I am. I mean, there's always an underlying notion of, I wouldn't mind being a little bit more jacked or whatever, but I'm content. I'm really content with where I am. My pectus doesn't get me down at all. I think my physique looks great. I'm not obsessed with it, and that's where I want you guys to get. I think a degree of obsession at the start, where you really put in that results to get you out of the hole you're in. And then once you get there, you need to, relax a little bit and make it a lifestyle that you can sustain, and make it a healthy practice, not an obsession. And that's, like, as I've said a few times before, that's where I'm at now. And it's honestly, it's liberating to be free from the obsession of always having to do this, always. Like, I train 4 days a week now versus every day, and I'm just in a great point, and that's where I want you guys to be. And that's really my story of fixing my pectus. And now I guess my goal with pectus is to coach you guys and just help you guys to get to where I'm at. And that fundamentally is a place of contentness with your body, a developed physique where you can continue to maintain and practice healthy habits, healthy lifestyle habits of eating good, nutritious food, an organic diet, and exercising. Like, they're habits that you need to do for life, because once you fix your pectus, once you build this physique, you stop training, you stop eating good, it goes back. you know, so it's something you need to be able to adhere to for the rest of your life, and so it needs to be sustainable, and it needs to be healthy, in a healthy way. And I guess, yeah, that's my journey to being happy with pectus. That's my journey to fixing my pectus in a nutshell, in a 10-minute or slightly longer video of me. And man, all I can say is I feel grateful for having pectus. You know, we're all born with different things, and you know, no one's perfect, and pectus created a strong mindset in me. It gave me, you know, real persistence and real fire to fight for things, and it's translated into other elements of my life, whether it's in business or in anything in life. I fight for what I want, and that's what I want you guys to do. Fight for what you want, and enjoy the journey. Remember to enjoy the journey. If I could look back on myself, I'd say that's the one thing I would tell myself, is enjoy every day of training to get better, and don't get so fixated on the end result. Just enjoy the process, because that's all there really is. Alright, that's getting too deep and philosophical now. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you for supporting me. If you've watched me for a long time, thank you. And if this was one of your first videos with me, well, hopefully my story motivates you to have an amazing transformation with your pectus. Take home notes is start training, start doing something. You know, I put out all this content on YouTube for you to follow, or you have my program which you can buy, you have my coaching which you can buy to get you the results faster. You know, you don't have to do all the guessing I did. How long have I been training now? Almost 10 years. It doesn't have to take you that long. You know, my clients get results in 6 months, so that's a beauty. Like, you can get to where you really want to be sooner, and then start being happy with your body. So if you did want to sign up to my coaching, link is in description. I would love to coach you. I really would. I really just love helping you guys with pectus, because I know how important it is. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.